Hare Krishna, welcome all of you for today's Srimad Bhagavatam session. Wish you all a happy Krishna conscious Deepavali. May Lord Krishna bless all of us with enlightenment, freedom from ignorance, fear, and all negativities. And may we always light the lamp of devotion within our hearts. So let us begin with prayers. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Creation, Chapter 8, entitled Prayers by Queen Kunti and Pariksha Saved. Text 27. Namo Kinchana Vittaya Nivritta Gunavrittaye Atma Ramaya Shantaya Kaivalya Pataye Namaha. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Queen Kunti continued, My obeisances are unto you, who are the property of the materially impoverished. You have nothing to do with the actions and reactions of the material modes of nature. You are self satisfied, and therefore you are the most gentle and are master of the monists. Purport. A living entity, a living being, is finished as soon as there is nothing to possess. Therefore, a living being cannot be, in the real sense of the term, a renouncer. A living being renounces something for gaining something more valuable. A student sacrifices his childish proclivities to gain better education. A servant gives up his job for a better job. Similarly, a devotee renounces the material world not for nothing but for something tangible in spiritual value. Srila Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami and others gave up their worldly pomp and prosperity for the sake of the service of the Lord. They were big men in the worldly sense. The Goswamis were ministers in the government service of Bengal, and Srila Raghunath Das Goswami was the son of a big zamindar of his time. But they left everything to gain something superior to what they previously possessed. The devotees are generally without material prosperity, but they have a very secret treasure house in the lotus feet of the Lord. There is a nice story about Srila Sanatana Goswami. He had a touchstone with him, and this stone was left in a pile of refuse. A needy man took it, but later on wondered why the valuable stone was kept in such a neglected place. He therefore asked him for the most valuable thing, and then he was given the holy name of the Lord. Akinchana means one who has nothing to give materially. A factual devotee or Mahatma does not give anything material to anyone because he has already left all material assets. He can, however, deliver the supreme asset, namely the personality of Godhead, because he is the only property of a factual devotee. The touchstone of Sanatana Goswami, which was thrown in the rubbish, was not the property of the Goswami, otherwise, it would not have been kept in such a place. This specific example is given for the neophyte devotees just to convince them that material hankerings and spiritual advancement go ill together. Unless one is able to give, unless one is able to see everything as spiritual in relation with the Supreme Lord, one must always distinguish between spirit and matter. A spiritual master like Srila Sanatana Goswami, although personally able to see everything as spiritual, set this example for us only because we have no such spiritual vision. Advancement of material vision or material civilization is a great stumbling block for spiritual advancement. Such material advancement entangles the living being in the bondage of a material body, followed by all sorts of material miseries. Such material advancement is called anartha, or things not wanted. Actually, this is so. In the present context of material advancement, one uses lipstick at a cost of 50 cents, and there are so many unwanted things which are all products of the material conception of life. By diverting attention to so many unwanted things, human energy is spoiled without achievement of spiritual realization. The prime necessity of human life. By diverting attention to so many unwanted things, human energy is spoiled without achievement of spiritual realization, the prime necessity of human life. The attempt to reach the moon is another example of spoiling energy because even if the moon is reached, the problems of life will not be solved. The devotees of the Lord are called akinchanas because they have practically no material assets. Such material assets are all products of the three modes of material nature. They foil spiritual energy, and thus, the less we possess such products of material nature, the more we have a good chance for spiritual progress. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has no direct connection with material activities. All his acts and deeds, which are exhibited even in this material world, are spiritual and without affection for the modes of material nature. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that all his acts, even his appearance and disappearance in and out of the material world, are transcendental, and one who knows this perfectly shall not take his birth again in this material world, but will go back to Godhead. The material disease is due to hankering after and lording it over material nature. This hankering is due to an interaction of the three modes of nature, and neither the Lord nor the devotees have attachment for such false enjoyment. Therefore, the Lord and the devotees are called Nivritta Gunavritti. The perfect Nivritta Gunavritti is the Supreme Lord because he never becomes attracted by the modes of material nature, whereas the living beings have such a tendency. Some of them are entrapped by the illusory attraction of material nature. Because the Lord is the property of the devotees, and the devotees are the property of the Lord reciprocally, the devotees are certainly transcendental to the modes of material nature. That is a natural conclusion. Such unalloyed devotees are distinct from the mixed devotees who approach the Lord for mitigation of miseries and poverty or because of inquisitiveness and speculation. The unalloyed devotees and the Lord are transcendentally attached to one another. For others, the Lord has nothing to reciprocate, and therefore he is called Atma Rama, self satisfied. Self satisfied as he is the master of all monists who seek to merge into the existence of the Lord. Such monists merge within the personal effulgence of the Lord called the Brahma Jyoti, but the devotees enter into the transcendental pastimes of the Lord, which are never to be misunderstood as material. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport. So, in this part of the Bhagavatam, we are reading the prayers offered by Kunti Maharani to the Supreme Lord Krishna. In the previous prayer, Kunti Maharani talked about four things which make a person proud, because of which he will not be able to chant the holy names of the Lord feelingly. with sincere feelings. A person who is materially puffed up because of a good birth, or because of great wealth, or because of being very learned materially, or because of his bodily beauty. Because of these four things, when a person becomes puffed up or proud, such a person cannot approach Krishna with sincere feeling. In other words, these four things, which are considered to be great qualifications in the material realm, are actually the greatest stumbling blocks for a person who wants to make spiritual advancement. Attachment to these four things, or becoming proud because of these four things, is a disqualification for a person who wants to make spiritual advancement. Having said that, if there is a if these four qualities are present in a pure devotee of the Lord, and the pure devotee knows how to engage these four things in the service of the Lord, then these can also be engaged as this can also be engaged in the service of the Lord. So this is a very important thing. Bhagavatam nevertheless condemns materialistic ideas, but Bhagavatam does not condemn material things, because these material things are also energies of the Lord. They belong to the Lord, and they have to be used in the service of the Lord. So our process is not simply to give up material attachments. Our process is to engage all that we possess in the service of Krishna, because everything belongs to Krishna. So this is what we must understand properly. Now, in this prayer, in today's verse that we read now, Kunti Maharani is further talking about the qualities of the Lord. These are all very nice, wonderful qualities to be meditated upon. So she again chants Namaha in the beginning and the end of this shloka. Namaha means I bow down to you, as we have discussed before also. Na means not, Mam means mine. So when we say Namaha, it means nothing belongs to me, O Lord. Everything belongs to you. I am not the proprietor. You are the proprietor. That is the meaning of the word Namaha. So Namaha Akinchana Vittaya. Akinchana Vittaya. Akinchana means Kinchit. Kinchit means little, something. Akinchana means not even little, right? Akinchana means not even little. A person who does not want to possess even a little material property, little material possessions, he is called Akinchana. So Akinchana is a quality of a pure devotee of the Lord. A pure devotee of the Lord knows that everything that I possess belongs to the Lord. I am not the proprietor. Therefore, he is actually called Akinchana. A pure devotee like Yudhishthir Maharaj may have great wealth, big kingdom, and many more glittering things of this world, but he does not claim proprietorship over anything, any of his possessions. Therefore, he is called Akinchana. Even though he is possessing everything, he is not under the impression that I am the proprietor. He knows Krishna is the proprietor. For time being, Krishna has given all these things for me to use in his service. Therefore, I'll use it in his service. Therefore, it does not belong to me, it actually belongs to Krishna. A pure devotee has this conviction. Therefore, in spite of possessing a lot of material possessions, a pure devotee still is akinchana, because he is not attached to any of those things. So here, akinchana vittaya. Vitta means wealth or property. Lord Krishna is called akinchana vitta. That means he is the property of the pure devotees of the Lord, who are akinchana, who have no material possessions. So Krishna is the property of the materially impoverished. Who are the materially impoverished? The pure devotees. The pure devotees, even though they may be royal emperors, they are still called materially impoverished because they don't claim proprietorship. So that is very important. So Krishna is called Akinchana Vitta. Very beautiful expression here. So, Krishna is the property of his pure devotees. In one of the Vaishnava bhajans, we say, O he Vaishnava Thakur, in that song, it is said, Krishna se tomara, Krishna dite paro, tomara shakati ache. This is a Bengali song. And it says, here it says, O pure devotee of the Lord, O Vaishnava Thakur, Krishna is your property. And it is within your capacity to bestow Krishna upon anybody. So when a pure devotee is pleased with our humble attempts to serve him, to obey his instructions, the pure devotee can bestow Krishna to us because Krishna is a property, is the property of a pure devotee. In the ninth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, when Durvasa Muni was running around everywhere because of the fear of Sudarshana Chakra, he went to Brahmaloka for protection against Sudarshana. Brahma could said, I cannot save. Then he went to Kailasa, he went to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva also said, I cannot do anything about it. Better go to Lord Vishnu. And using his mystic powers, Durvasa Muni went to Vaikuntha, Shvetadvipa, within this material universe, the embassy of Vaikuntha called Shvetadvipa planet. He went there. And even after going there, he was so anxious for his protection. And when he appealed to the Lord of Vaikuntha to protect him from the blazing fire of Sudarshana, Lord Vishnu flatly refused. He said, I cannot do anything. And there he says, I am not independent. Lord Vishnu says, I am not independent and I am under the control of my pure devotees. The pure devotees know none other than me, and I don't know anybody other than my pure devotees. The pure devotees are present in my heart always, and I am present in my pure devotees always, in their hearts always. So, this is the kind of reciprocal relationship that exists between the Lord and the pure devotees. The Lord is the property of the pure devotees, and the pure devotees are the properties of the Lord. They belong to the Lord and but no one else. So, here, the Lord is called Akinchana Vitta. He is the property of his pure devotees who have no material possessions, who have no material ego. This is a very beautiful expression. And in the Damodar Leela, we are seeing this during this Kartik month. Every day we sing Damodara Ashtaka, we offer ghee lamp to Lord Damodara, and we meditate upon the Damodar Leela of the Lord. In this Leela, it is very, very evident that Lord Krishna is Bhaktair Jitatvam. He becomes fully controlled by the pure love of his pure devotees like Mother Yashoda. That Lord who is the supreme controller, that Lord who is obeyed by even great devatas like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Indra, and many other devatas, that Lord has now become controlled by the pure love of Mother Yashoda. So, this proves that he is Akinchana Vitta. Now, Mother Yashoda is a pure devotee and she is able to control Lord Damodara. Lord Damodara, Krishna, is like a child in the hands of Mother Yashoda and he takes pleasure in being controlled by Mother Yashoda. So, therefore, Krishna is the property of his pure devotees. Namo Akinchana Vittaya. Now, this first line of this stanza is connected with the previous prayer, previous stanza. In the previous stanza, Kunti Maharani said, those who are materially puffed up because of Janma, Aishwarya, Shrutaha, Shri, these four things, they cannot approach you feelingly, O Krishna. So people who think that I am the possessor of great wealth, I am the possessor of great beauty, I am the possessor of all the knowledge, material knowledge, all of these, because they are so proud, they are so puffed up because of this. Such people have got, Krishna has got nothing to do with such people. Such people can never properly chant the holy name of the Lord because they are situated in a materially puffed up situation. Their consciousness does not permit them to surrender to the Lord, to bow down to the Lord with right understanding and feeling. Therefore, Krishna has got nothing to do with such people. Krishna does not hear to the prayers of such people. So Krishna is awarding these people through the laws of karma, whatever they deserve. But as far as devotional reciprocation is concerned, that is not at all possible with those who are materially puffed up. That is why here in the very first line of this prayer, Kunti Maharani is saying, "O Lord, you are the property of those who are materially impoverished." This is very important. So, in the Vedic understanding, the devotees of the Lord and the Brahmanas who are interested in spiritual advancement, they would voluntarily accept what is known as Daridrya Vrata, the vow of remaining in a materially impoverished condition. They didn't want to get carried away by material wealth and possessions. In fact, a Brahmana would only store grains and whatever required for his house only for that particular day. He would not store grains for the next 1 week, 1 month, like that, because he had to depend on the Lord. If you have a huge storage of grains in your house, a big bank balance, then you may get carried away by these things. Oh, already I have so many things to depend on. So why should I actually depend on the Lord? This kind of a conception might come in. Therefore, the devotees and the brahmanas would voluntarily stay impoverished, right? So that in a poverty-stricken condition, it is easier for them to depend on the Lord. In fact, if you read the Damodar Leela pastime in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapters 9 and 10, you will see Narad Muni, while cursing the two sons of Kuvera, he was considering this point in his mind. These two sons of Kuvera, Manikuvara, Manigriva, and Nalakuvara, they have become so puffed up because of their great wealth of their father. So they have become intoxicated, they have become proud. Now I have to put them in a poverty stricken condition, Narad Muni was thinking. If I put them in a poverty stricken condition, they will not be proud anymore. Because a poor man cannot be proud. What will he be proud of? There is no reason for him to be proud. Whereas a rich man is very proud. Oh, I'm so wealthy, right? So Narad Muni was thinking, I should put them in a condition where they cannot be proud of any material qualities, any material positions whatsoever. So this was the thinking of Narad Muni, and that's why Narad Muni he cursed the two sons of Kuvera to become trees, Yamala Arjuna trees. So, and then by the mercy of Narad Muni, the two brothers were able to see Krishna face to face, and they got liberated from their bodies of the trees. So, Krishna is the property of a pure devotee, akinchana vittaya. So, poverty is more favorable for spiritual advancement. That is the understanding. But if one has all material riches and if one knows how to engage all those riches and wealth in the service of the Lord, then that wealth is no more an impediment. It does not bind the devotee to material entanglement because he is using everything in the service of the Lord. Tomorrow is the third day of uh, Deepavali festival, and on this day, Amavasya day, people worship Goddess Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. So everybody wants Lakshmi Kataksha. They want blessings of Goddess Lakshmi so that they can become wealthy, they can be prosperous materially. But there is one interesting prayer Lakshmi Devi herself offers in the fifth canto of Bhagavatam. There is a chapter in the fifth canto called Prayers Offered by the Residents of Jambu Dvipa. In that chapter, Lakshmi Devi herself says, whoever worships me, ignoring my Lord Narayana, for such people I never actually bless. I never give them blessings. So Lakshmi Devi is saying this. So we should not try to gain the favor of Lakshmi Devi at the cost of forgetting Lord Narayana. In fact, Lakshmi Devi, her quality is chanchala. She never lives in one place. She cannot stay in one place for a long time. That is why we see sometimes in a family, in a dynasty, one generation will be very wealthy, the next generation may become paupers. So that is the nature of Lakshmi, wealth. It is Chanchala Lakshmi. Whereas that same Lakshmi, everywhere she is Chanchala, but in the spiritual world, she is firmly fixed up at the lotus feet of Lord Narayana. And she is teaching a very important lesson to all of us. Two lessons. First lesson is, if you want Lakshmi to be sthira, to be to be firm, to not be chanchala, then you must worship Lakshmi Devi along with her Lord Narayana. Lakshmi Narayana, both should be worshipped together because Lakshmi Devi is fixed up at the lotus feet of Lord Narayana. That is the first lesson. Second lesson is Lakshmi Devi is also teaching us, just like Lakshmi, our mind is also chanchala. It is flickering. It keeps going there and here, right? Sometimes in the association of devotees, we feel like we are very advanced. We have become so advanced in bhakti. But the very next moment, or the next few hours, or next day, when there is no association of devotees, then there are so many material thoughts which keep coming in our head. So our mind is chanchala. It is chanchala. So Lakshmi Devi is teaching us, if you want to get rid of this chanchala nature of your mind, follow my example. Whatever I am doing, you should also do. Fix your mind at the lotus feet of Krishna. Fix your mind. Render service to the Lord. If there is no, if there is no regular engagement in the service of the Lord, then the mind will go there and here. One has to be firmly fixed up in some service, committed service regularly. Then that will give in a lot of, uh, you know, it will give us, it will help us to become fixed up in the service in Krishna consciousness. So that is what Lakshmi Devi is teaching through Pada Sevanam. She is rendering personal service to the lotus feet of the Lord in the spiritual world. So, Namo Akinchana Vittaya. Krishna is the property of his pure devotees. Second line says, Nivritta Guna Vrittaye. Nivritta means completely transcendental to the actions of material modes. Nivritti actually means retirement. This word nivritti is used in common Indian languages, in common day usage. Nivritti. Vritti means to be engaged in some occupation. Nivritti means to be free from material occupation, some occupation. So here, Nivritta Guna Vrittaye. Nivritta Guna. Guna means material modes. Krishna is called Nivritta Guna, means he is free from attachment to the three gunas. He is the master of the three gunas. He is not under the influence of the three gunas. Therefore, he is called Nivritta Guna. Whereas all of us are Pravritta Guna. We are under the influence of the three gunas. We are constantly working because of the dictations of the three gunas. We are Pravritta Gunas. Whereas Krishna is Nivritta Guna. Even though the three gunas are his property, his energy, he is not under the control of the three gunas. That is what Kunti Devi is saying here. Nivritta Guna Vrittaye. Vrittaye means affection. So Krishna has got nothing to do with the actions and reactions of the material modes of nature. That is the meaning of Nivritta Guna Vrittaye. Now, the Bhagavatam confirms this. Harirhi Nirguna Saksha. Lord Hari, Krishna is Nirguna. Nirguna means he is free from the influence of the three gunas. Nirguna does not mean he has no qualities. Krishna has no material qualities, but he has his spiritual qualities. And there are prominently 64 transcendental qualities of Krishna that are listed in the Nectar of Devotion by Srila Rupa Goswami based on various authoritative references from the Vedic scriptures. So, Nivritta Guna Vrittaye means Krishna is free from the actions and reactions pertaining to the three modes of material nature. Krishna has got nothing to do with material modes. As Krishna himself tells in the fourth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. So Lord Krishna says in the fourth chapter, uh, you should know that my appearance in this material world and my activities in this material world are all transcendental. They have no connection with the three gunas. And if you understand this properly, then you can become eligible to go to get out of the influence of the three gunas, to get out of this material existence and come back to me, come back to the spiritual world. Just by knowing the transcendental qualities of Krishna, transcendental nature of Krishna's activities and his appearance, one can become free from the repetitions of birth and death. So that is the potency of Krishna Katha, hearing about Krishna. So Nivritta Guna Vrittaye. So we can become free from the influence of the three gunas just by hearing about Krishna. Then how can Krishna's activities be contaminated by the three gunas? It is not at all possible. So therefore, Nivritta Guna Vrittaye is another quality or name of Krishna. He whose activities, who has got nothing to do with the three gunas, his actions have got nothing to do with the three gunas. That is the meaning. Now, this word Nivritta appears in many places in the Bhagavatam. In the very beginning of the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, Parikshit Maharaj says this to Shukadev Goswami while he was requesting Shukadev Goswami to narrate the pastimes of Krishna. He says, in the very beginning, Nivritta Tarshair Upagiyamana Bhavaushada Shrotra Manobhirama. So, Parikshit Maharaj says, Nivritta Tarshaihi Upagiyamana. Tarshaihi, the word Tarshaha comes from Trishna. Trishna means hankerings, thirst, material hankerings. Nivritta Tarshaihi means those who have given up all kinds of material hankerings. Nivritta means to give up. Tarshaihi means material hankerings. Nivritta Tarshaihi, that means these are pure devotees of the Lord. They are called Nivritta Tarshaihi. What do? Upagiyamana. They glorify, they describe the pastimes of Krishna in disciplic succession. Upagiyamana. Giya means to sing, to describe. Upagiya means to describe as per the knowledge described in the Parampara system. That is called Upagiyamana. Nivritta Tarshaihi Upagiyamana. Bhavaushada Shrotra Manobhirama. Now, pure devotees of the Lord take great pleasure in singing about the wonderful qualities and pastimes of the Lord. They have got nothing to do with material modes. They are fully given up their material hankerings. Therefore, they are able to take pleasure in describing Krishna Katha. What about the others? Those who are not situated in that, those who are still pravritta tarshaihi, what about them? Those who are still in the material hankerings, what about them? Can they enjoy Krishna Katha? So there it is mentioned. Bhava Ushada. Yes, they can also enjoy because for them it is Bhava Aushadhi. It is a medicine to cure their material attachments. Just by hearing about Krishna, one can become free from material attachments. We have to hear Bhagavatam for this purpose. And it is very, generally, medicine is not so nice to eat. Medicine is not tasty. That's why in the Ayurvedic system of medicine, the medicine will always be mixed with honey and given. So that honey, because of its sweetness, the patient will not really feel the bitterness of the medicine. In the same way, medicine is not so tasty. It is bitter. It is unpalatable for the tongue. But this medicine, this Bhavaushadhi, the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is actually the medicine for our material disease, Bhavaroga, this medicine is Shrotra Manobhirama. Abhirama means it gives pleasure to what? Shrotra, to the ear, and Manaha, to the mind. By hearing Krishna Katha, one becomes pleased. in both ear and in the mind. So this is that kind of a medicine which is very, very sweet. In fact, Srila Prabhupada compared Bhagavatam to a sweet. If you have a sweet like gulab jamun, now the gulab jamun sweet, any part of the gulab jamun, if you bite, it will be sweet only. It's not that only the inside of the gulab jamun will be sweet, outside it will not be sweet. It's not like that. So, Bhagavatam from first canto till the 12th canto, it is only talking about Krishna's activities, his dealings with his pure devotees of the Lord. Any part of Bhagavatam you take, it is full of joy, it is full of wonderful narrations. Even those who have no attachment to Krishna, when they hear Bhagavatam from the right source, they experience joy, they experience happiness, they experience Krishna through the pages of Bhagavatam. So that is why it is called Nivritta Tarshaihi Upagiyamana Bhavaushada Shrotra Manobhirama. So three qualities of Srimad Bhagavatam or Krishna Katha. Number one, it is described by pure devotees of the Lord who have no material hankerings. Srimad Bhagavatam is thoroughly enjoyed by the pure devotees who have no material hankerings. Secondly, it is the medicine for curing our bhavaroga, material existence. Thirdly, it is very pleasing to the ear and to the mind. So that is the quality of uh, Srimad Bhagavatam. So why did we talk about this? Because the word nivritta is mentioned in this line. Nivritta guna vrittaye. Krishna has got nothing to do with the three modes of material nature. So there we saw nivritta tarshaihi. Pure devotees have got nothing to do with material hankerings. So the word nivritta is used. Now the third line of this prayer says Atma Ramaya Shantaya. Atma Rama means one who is self-satisfied. Atma Arama. Arama means to be satisfied, to be pleased. Atma means self. Just like PM Modi is telling, India should become Atma Nirbhar. That means we should become self-sufficient. We should not depend on others. This is the same sense. Atma means self. Atma Arama, to take pleasure in the self. That is Krishna's quality. Krishna does not depend on anybody else for his pleasure. Even though the whole existence exists for his pleasure, he does not depend on anybody for his pleasure. What does it mean? Krishna does not depend on something external to him because everything belongs to him. There is no question of external for Krishna, right? Everything belongs to Krishna only. You, me are all meant for giving pleasure to Krishna. The entire material energy is meant for giving pleasure to Krishna. The spiritual energy is meant for giving pleasure to Krishna. So Krishna enjoys him in himself with the help of his own energies because everything belongs to him. Therefore, he is Atma Rama, right? So this is one more quality of the Supreme Lord, Atma Rama. So when in this Damodar Leela pastime, as I have told several times, this is very special because Krishna gave up his greatness to demonstrate his sweetness. That is this Damodar Leela. There are many pastimes where Krishna has demonstrated his greatness. For example, when Krishna came to the sacrificial arena of Bali Maharaj and accepted 3 paces of land as charity from him, immediately the Lord expanded himself in a universal form and he occupied all the upper and lower planetary systems, upper and middle planetary systems in one go. So he measured the whole universe in one go. So this is his greatness. He's demonstrating his greatness prominently. Of course, his sweetness is also there because he gave away himself to Bali Maharaj there. But in Vrindavan Leelas, especially his childhood pastimes, Krishna does not want to show his greatness. He hides his greatness and he demonstrates his sweetness. So here in Damodar Leela, Krishna gave up his quality of being Atma Rama, right? The Acharyas explain, and if you read in the if you read the Bhagavatam shlokas pertaining to Damodar Leela pastime in the ninth and 10th chapter of the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, you will see Krishna gives up five of his greatness qualities in this Damodar Leela. First of all, Krishna is Atma Rama. He is self satisfied. He doesn't depend on anybody for his pleasure. But here in this pastime, Krishna depended on Mother Yashoda. He went to Mother Yashoda and said, I am hungry, please give me milk. That Lord who is self situated, self satisfied, who is the one who supplies food for innumerable universes, all living entities, that Lord is going in front of Mother Yashoda and saying, Mother, I am very hungry, please feed me milk. So Krishna gave up his quality of Atma Rama in this pastime. The second quality that Krishna gave up was when Mother Yashoda was feeding Krishna, uh, immediately Mother Yashoda remembered that she had kept milk in the kitchen and it might overflow. So immediately she kept the baby whom she was feeding on her lap. She kept baby Krishna on the floor and rushed to the kitchen to attend to that milk. At that time, Krishna he was not completely satisfied. He wanted to drink some more milk. So this is another quality. Here he became atrupta. Atrupta means he is not fully satisfied with the milk. He wanted to drink some more milk. So this is actually in contrast with Krishna's real quality, actual quality of being apta kama. Apta kama means nothing is unachievable for the Lord. When the Lord desires to get something, just by his mere desire, everything becomes satisfied. Everything, the Lord achieves everything, whatever he wants, just by his desire. That is the meaning of apta kama. Apta means to achieve. Kama means desire. His desires are very easily achieved. He does not have to work. He does not have to put external endeavors to. Just by his desire, whatever he desires will happen. That is the quality of Krishna. But in this Damodar Leela, Krishna gave up his apta kama quality. How? By not being fully satisfied. He wanted to drink some more milk. So he was atruptaha. Right? Now the third quality which Krishna gave up. So when Mother Yashoda went away, Krishna was not yet satisfied. So he was still hungry. So he became angry. So when you are hungry and you don't get food, you become angry, isn't it? So Krishna displayed his anger also. What did he do? He took one stone and broke that broke that butter pot which Mother Yashoda was churning. And in this way he displayed his anger. But actually, anger is a quality, it's a product of Rajoguna. Krishna himself tells in the Bhagavad Gita, Kama yesha krodha yesha rajoguna samudbhavaha. So this Kama and Krodha, they are manifestations of Rajoguna. But how can Krishna display this anger? Because Krishna is actually Gunatita. Just now we read in the second line in this prayer, Nivritta Gunavrittaye. He is above the influence of the three gunas. He is Gunatita. He is transcendental to the three gunas. So Krishna gave up this quality also in this pastime. The quality of being Gunatita was given away by Krishna in this pastime, and he became Sanjata Kopaha. He displayed anger by breaking the butter pot. Then what happened after that? Then, understanding that Mother Yashoda will come and she will punish me because I have broken this pot, and all the butter and the curds they've all spread on the ground. So he became very he became actually what? He became afraid of Mother Yashoda's punishment. He became afraid. So Krishna is the one who is Bhayapaha. He removes the fear of all his devotees who surrender to him. And he is Bhayatita. He is uh, above all material fear. He is feared by fear personified. That is his actual quality. But here he becomes afraid of Mother Yashoda. So Krishna gave up the fourth quality of godhood. That is he being bhayatita. He gave up that quality of being transcendental to fear, and here he became afraid of Mother Yashoda. That is the fourth quality Krishna gave up in Damodar Leela. And the last one is, so when Mother Yashoda, you know, came and searched for Krishna, where is he? Krishna is not there, and he saw the broken pot. She saw the broken pot. Immediately, she could understand that this is the work of my child. And she started searching for Krishna. And she took a stick in her hand to punish Krishna. And Krishna was sitting in another room on an upside down wooden mortar. He was sitting on the grinding mortar. And there, what he had done, he had stolen butter. He stole butter from his own house. He stole butter, and he was distributing that butter to the monkeys, and he was also eating. Hmm? So he was stealing butter in his own house. Hmm? So this is a fifth quality. What is that? Krishna is Lakshmi Pati. He is the master of all wealth, all riches. Everything that is present in the entire existence belongs to him. He is the controller, he is the master, he is the proprietor. But here he gave up that quality of being Lakshmi Pati, and he is stealing. He performed his Chaurya Leela, Makan Chaurya. Means he stole Navanita Chaura. He became the butter thief. So you see, Krishna gave up his five qualities of godhood, five qualities of greatness to display his sweetness in this Damodar Leela. So he gave up the quality of being Atma Rama, self satisfied by desiring the milk of Mother Yashoda. He gave up the quality of being Apta Kama, that is, always his desire gets fulfilled. But here he was Atrupta, he was dissatisfied, not fully satisfied from the milk that with the milk that Mother Yashoda had fed him. Thirdly, Krishna became angry, so he gave up his quality of being Gunatita, transcendental to the three gunas. And fourthly, Krishna gave up his quality of being Lakshmi Pati by stealing butter. And fifthly, Krishna gave up his quality of being the, what is the fifth quality we discussed? So Atma Rama, Apta Kama, then Gunatita, Bhayatita before that. So he is Bhayatita. He is above all fear, but here he became afraid of Mother Yashoda. So this Damodar Leela is a wonderful pastime where Krishna shows that he doesn't like to be great. He doesn't want to be the controller. He doesn't want to be the supreme controller. He takes pleasure in being controlled by his pure devotees like Mother Yashoda, right? But the devotees like Mother Kunti, she is in a different mood. She is in a Dasya Rasa relationship with Krishna. Therefore, in this Dasya Rasa relationship, the devotees are very well aware of Krishna's greatness. That's why Kunti Devi is praising Krishna. She is offering praise to Krishna by describing him as Atma Rama. Oh Lord, you are self-satisfied. Even though you are self-satisfied, you take pleasure in accepting our loving offerings to you. When we offer something to you, oh Lord, you accept it. That's your greatness. Actually, you are self-satisfied. You don't need our offerings. And then Shantaya. Shantaya means you are the most gentle. Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gagana Sudrisham Meghavarnam Shubhangam Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Hrudyana Gamyam Vande Vishnum Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaika Natham. So this is the description of Lord Vishnu in Vaikuntha Loka. So he is a Shantakara. He's always peaceful, gentle. And Krishna is also the same, gentle. He is very peaceful. That is why you'll always see a smile on the Lord's face. The smile on the Lord's face shows that he is always pleasing to look at and he gives pleasure to his devotees. Shantaya. Kaivalya Pataye. Kaivalya means this is one of the kind of this is the kind of liberation that is desired by the impersonalists. That is called Kaivalya. What is that? The impersonalist desire to merge into the existence of Brahma Jyoti, the merge into the bodily rays of Krishna. This is called Kaivalya. So, Kaivalya Pati, the Lord is called Kaivalya Pati because he is the master of all such impersonalists and monists. Monists means those who say that, monists means Advaitavadis. Those who say Paramatma and Jivatma both are one, they are called monists or Advaitavadis. Actually, that is not a fact. The Paramatma and Jivatma both are two different entities. We are qualitatively one as the Lord, but quantitatively we are different. This is the right understanding. So, but the monists think that I and God both are one and the same. I want to go and merge inside Him so that I don't have to struggle in the cycle of birth and death. Now, the Lord fulfills the desires of such monists also and gives them an opportunity to feel oneness with Him by absorbing them into the Brahma Jyoti. But of course, that is not a eternal condition, it's a temporary situation. Hmm? So, since the Lord is the one who sanctions the desires of the monists to have the feeling that they have become one with the Lord, therefore he is called Kaivalya Pati. So he is Kaivalya Pati. So Kaivalya Pataye Namaha. Namaha means I offer my obeisances to you. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that a living being is finished as soon as there is nothing to possess. Therefore, a living being cannot be, in the real sense of the term, a renouncer. Actually, we all want to possess something always. Both in the material situation, in the liberated situation, also we possess. So, in the material situation, we want to possess name, fame, property, bank balance, all of these things. And in the spiritual situation, a pure devotee wants to possess the great wealth of service to the Lord, the great wealth of remembrance of the Lord. So always we want to possess something or the other. So saying that I will give up everything is not a very, it's a very artificial thing for Jiva. And Prabhupada says we give up something lower to achieve something higher. So even though the pure devotees are called Akinchana, why are they called Akinchana? Because they give up lower things to possess something higher, that is devotional service to the Lord. Example is given about the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. They were all materially very accomplished. They were in a very good position materially. But as soon as they understood the importance of devotional service, they gave up all their material positions and possessions and they engaged in the service of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. So, this is an example of being really akinchana. I want to possess the highest wealth of service to the Lord. Therefore, I will give up lower wealth or lower possessions. That is the idea. So, Prabhupada is giving the example of Sanatana Goswami. Uh, Yesterday we had the drama about the same story, coincidentally. So, Sanatana Goswami was approached by a Brahmana. That Brahmana was a devotee of Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva told that Brahmana wanted the greatest wealth. And Lord Shiva told you go to Sanatana Goswami in Vrindavan, he will give you the greatest wealth. So this Brahmana comes to Vrindavan. And when he meets Sanatana Goswami, He says, I want the greatest wealth. Lord Shiva has sent me to you. So Sanatana Goswami said, okay, you go there in the garbage bin. There is some touchstone, Chintamani stone. You take that and go. So he was so happy. Oh, he went to the garbage bin and he found the touchstone, Chintamani. So Chintamani's quality is you touch that Chintamani stone to anything, it will become gold. That is a kind of. So he was so happy. He was so. But while he took that and he was about to leave the place, on the way, a thought struck him. If this touchstone was really the greatest treasure, then why he had put it in the dustbin? Something which is the greatest treasure, you will keep it locked in your in the safest place, isn't it? Why will you throw it in the dustbin? So he went back to Sanatana Goswami and said, see, I have a doubt. If this really is the greatest wealth, you should not have put it in the dustbin. That means you have something higher than this. Please give me that. So Sanatana Goswami preached to that Brahmana, saying that, yeah, actually the greatest wealth, the greatest treasure is Krishna Nama, the holy name of Krishna. I will give you that greatest treasure. Go throw this in the Yamuna river, take a bath and come. So he went through that touchstone in the Yamuna river, took a bath, came back, and he accepted the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra from Sanatana Goswami, and he became a devotee of the Lord. So the point is, uh, we give up the lower wealth to possess higher wealth, right? So we are not in Krishna consciousness, we are not trying to artificially say, I don't want to possess anything, everything is Maya. No, we want to possess something. What is that? We want to possess bhakti for the Lord. That is the greatest treasure. We want to possess the greatest wealth of the holy name of the Lord. That is the greatest wealth. So, like this, Prabhupada writes in the purport. And one point connected with this purport and the previous purport is that Prabhupada says that we should try to reduce the fever of material existence. So when you have fever, symptom is temperature is high. So you have to do something to reduce the temperature. So in the material existence, this ego is a symptom of our temperature increasing. The more we possess our many things, the more we possess name, fame, our ego temperature keeps increasing. So therefore we should do something which will bring down that material fever. That is why it is recommended that we should do menial service. The more we do menial services, the more our ego comes down, and that is very conducive for spiritual advancement. So, uh, menial services could be cleaning the temple, uh, washing pots in the temple, or serving the devotees, taking up a service where there is no glamour associated with that service. Actually, all service should be done for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. But in our material estimation, we think, oh, this service is nice, that service is not nice. Why this service is nice? Because here I get name, fame, recognition. I come in the limelight, right? We think like that. Oh, this service is back end service. Oh, nobody will recognize me. So I don't want to do this service. No, actually, we should take pleasure in doing any kind of service for the Lord, right? That is very important. So menial services will purify us because it will purify our ego, false ego. So that is another thing that Prabhupada mentions. So we will continue to read the prayers of Queen Kunti in the next session and discuss more. So these are wonderful prayers for us to learn, meditate upon. There are many realizations. We should read the purport thoroughly. I'm also not able to cover all the points mentioned by Prabhupada in the purport. Few points only we are covering. I request all of you to please thoroughly study the purport, especially today's purport. There are many things Prabhupada is mentioning. Please do read and you will get a lot of spiritual insights from Srila Prabhupada's purport. So we'll stop here. We'll continue in the next session. ग्रंथरा श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, विश्व गुरु शील प्रभुपाद की जय. हरे कृष्ण.